Start with a sentence.
We're going to tell you about a story called The Little Boy Who Couldn't.
The little boy who couldn't. One day there was a boy who was traveling to his Aunt Jeremiah's house.
She lived in West Brooklyn because her other mother, Franklin, deserted that mother and left her with an old, ragged down apartment.
So, this little boy needed a way to get to his Aunt Jeremiah's house, but he realized that while trying to find a way to get to his Aunt Jeremiah's house, he couldn't.
There was a hippopotamus sitting right in the middle of the road. And right next to it was a playground. Right next to it was a tunnel. The playground had a child molester on it, so old Timmy couldn't go over that way. And the tunnel said, "Warning, satanic children may rape you." So he had to make a choice.
So, this little child, which apparently we're now calling Timmy, decided that he would prefer to go through the tunnel of satanic children because he didn't want to have to deal with no hippo.
So as he entered the dark tunnel, he realized he forgot his butt plugs back at his house in New Jersey. So the satanic children can now penetrate his asshole with their spear-like erections.
So, little Timmy, not wanting to go all the way back to New Jersey, had to improvise. He had to make his own version of butt plugs.
He found a nice coal laying on the ground and took glue from the semen of the bats hanging on the ceiling and put it right in his butt cheek so it stuck there.
This is getting awfully sexual now. But after doing that, he figured, okay, I'm safe. So he ventured through the darkness of the cave bearing satanic children.
And he came across a young boy named and he had a voice like no other, which sounded like,
"Hey, Timmy, I'm gonna come on your face and it's gonna feel like lava."
And Timmy, I had no idea what to say to this. I mean, he was scared shitless right there. And he knew that his butt plugs would not protect his face from being cummed on by lava hot cum. So he had to figure out what to do in this situation.
Luckily, he brought the backpack from Dora the Explorer, which turned into a frying pan, of which he put over his face to block the lava hot seeming semen out of the spear-like erection.
So, the satanic child, decided to ejaculate all over him. But the frying pan worked. None of it got into his eyes or his mouth or his nose. He could still breathe. He wasn't burning at all. His hands got a little, burned. But he ended up alright. And the satanic child already blew a load, so he was done. Went away.
He then went to the other side of the tunnel to warn his other children buddies that Timmy cannot be defeated, and they parted like the Red Sea, which never occurred because it's a false story. And Timmy continued until he got to the light of the tunnel.
Now you're dissing the Bible. Oh well. So, Timmy finally exited the tunnel. He was done with that part of his journey. And then, guess what happened? The hippo.
It came charging out. Sat right in the front of the other road that he just came out onto. Fucking filled up the whole thing. 20 feet big.
And Timmy was like, oh, I should have just gone away with the hippo because now I have to face him anyways. I have to face my worst fear. Hippos. So freaking afraid of them. So, what?
Timmy then realized the hippo had a string
Oh,
extracting from his asshole. And out of curiosity, he pulled it. And what happened? The mask fell off. And it was Scooby-Doo and Shaggy standing there.
wow. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. I've always wanted to meet you guys. What are you doing walking around dressed in a hippo costume? You scared the living daylights out of me. I'm a big fan of yours. Can I get an autograph?
They said, "Fuck you, no." And they left in the blink of an eye.
Just a blink. That's all it took.
One blink. Boom.
They were
Gone.
Boom.
So
Vanished.
Timmy, although a
In a
bit
blink.
disappointed because his
He blinked and they were gone.
because of his
Gone.
famous encounter,
Encounter.
just parted from his presence
Yeah.
of happiness, he
Happy.
began to go back on
Down the toilet. Down the
to
drain.
his search
He's
for
continuing.
his Aunt Jeremiah's.
Keeps
household.
on going. Keeps on going. So he was going back to Aunt Jeremiah's household. And he had to cross this river. And he realized this river,
Had no bridge.
no bridge, absolutely none.
But then, the backpack turned into a jetpack, and he
Oh,
flew over. Just like that. Until the backpack fell off of his arms and landed in the water and short-circuited and broke.
and Timmy went plummeting into the water too, and he got sucked into a vicious rapid and got knocked into a bunch of rocks, but he was still alive, just in horrible, tragic pain, and washed up the shore and realized that
He was now paralyzed from his neck down. He could only scream for help.
not just that, after going through all of that, he realized that the shore that he got washed up to was the same shore he started from.
And then he looked up and saw the hippo.
The hippo was back. But this time it wasn't Shaggy or Scooby-Doo. This was a real hippo. You could tell by the eyes, the fierceness in them.
He could tell by the fierce penetrating scent of the shit that it just unloaded from its bowels in front of his face.
Yeah,
And he said, "Hey Timmy, smell that," and kicked it towards him.
and Timmy was like, fuck this hippo, shitting on my face after I went through this excruciating pain.
So he began to headbang so hard that his neck began to start to rip off of his head.
And just like a chicken, he was still alive, without a head.
His head was just standing approximately that far, I'd say 6 inches in front of his decapitated body,
What would you say?
I would say.
Okay, do say.
And the hippo said, "Oh hey, this looks like a Skittle," and began to munch on his head.
So you'd think that Timmy wouldn't be alive at this point, which he wasn't. That's pretty much the end. He died.
Yep.
The boy who couldn't. And he sure couldn't.
He could not fucking defeat that hippo.
No, he couldn't get to his...
So here's the moral of the story, kids. 1, don't fuck with hippos. 2,
That's a no-brainer.
always bring a frying pan.
Yeah,
And 3,
in case it come.
keep your imagination alive, because if you don't, you're going to end up like an old fucking raisin getting banged by your dad because you didn't feel like taking out the trash. Peace out, asshole.
Yeah, bye.